Good morning, everyone. I'm Shrine Governor Commander Priya Chandra, and on behalf of the Shrine Trustees, I welcome Carry On Victoria to the Shrine. We embrace the diversity of our community and acknowledge the Bungarong people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we honour Australian Defence Force service and sacrifice. We pay our respects to elders past and present. I now call upon the Chair, Brad Robertson, to deliver the keynote address.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the trustees of the Shrine for once again welcoming us and for us second Foundation Day, an organisation that was originally set up to quietly support veterans after World War I, and iterations it changed, and now purely focused are the only recognised veteran-specific homeless organisation in Australia. So I think we can be tremendously proud on the work we are doing, and I thank the staff for their commendable efforts every day. The toughest support. It's not often a veteran will put their hand up and ask for help, but our wonderful volunteers and people who work for Carry On. Over the last 2 years, I've been very lucky to speak with the Royal Commission into Defence and Veteran Suicide, Carry On and Veteran Housing Australia, and once as a veteran myself. The discussions were around, of course, the difficulties veterans have as they separate from the organisation, and some of the experiences we've had as an organisation dealing with their homelessness and what actually caused or found themselves homeless. What was fascinating in the study was to actually to the Royal Commission and what their findings are, but veterans are overrepresented in too many statistics. We are overrepresented with the divorce rate. We're overrepresented in the number of people who are suffering from mental health illnesses. Physical disabilities are above the standard for any other occupation. There is more domestic violence within veteran families than in the average around the normal society. And we are twice as more likely to be homeless population. So they are terrible statistics, but they are reality. And it's something that we as a veteran community and veteran support organisations need to be focused on to address. Us as a homeless organisation, what we do is we focus on ensuring the house or a stable house is available to any individual who is a veteran or a veteran's family who find themselves in the difficult circumstance of being homeless. Under the Housing First model, which is proven both in the US and Europe, we provide the home first, and then we support that individual to ensure they retain their home over the longer period. Most housing organisations require an individual to prove that they are off drugs, they are good tenants, they have a good history of rental, or they have recommendations from other people to support them going into housing. The majority of our people who come to us do not have those things. And if we were to wait until those things occurred, it is very hard, or I would say impossible, for a person who is homeless to actually prove themselves worthy of going into a lot of those homes. Carry On does not do that. If you are a veteran and you are homeless, we will provide you a home. And we'll provide you a home and then look at the support mechanisms that you require to ensure that you become that person which other organisations would like to have as tenants. We will retain you as our tenants until you want to move, and we will retain you beyond your capacity to support yourself if you wish to retain the same house. And that is the important aspect of what we do. So it's not a case that we give you a temporary home until you get back on your feet. We'll continue to support you going forward. Now, Carry On doesn't provide all the services around the individual. The staff within Carry On actually connect people to those services. So we're not trying to be all things to all people. We want to be a housing provider. But what we have in terms of as an organisation is an ability to connect people because they are in our homes. So by general communication, as the agent who looks after a person who is at our home, we can actually now identify some of the support services they may require. And that allows us to broaden the support mechanisms around them and ensure that they have an ability to get off drugs, to get support for their gambling, to assist them in how they approach their mental health, their physical health, through these other community organisations that are there to support them. And that's important that we're not actually trying to do everything, because once you try to do everything, you actually don't become very good at anything. And I think what our organisation does really well is housing. We are now growing. We are moving beyond Victoria. We are starting to look at Queensland and New South Wales, and our intent is actually to go across the nation. We are the only registered community housing provider in this nation that is focused on veterans, and we'll continue to work with governments and states, both state and federal, to expand our reach across this country. The issue I've got with governments is the funding, and one of the things we really are interested in support organisations. At the moment, no state government has allocated funding to build $1 million to support veteran housing. The unfortunate statistic about veteran homelessness is there's 6,500 veterans homeless at any one time. That means the federal government has applied $4,500 to every home that's required. In a sense, every home in Australia is the average $500,000, so they've provided less than 1% for each home that's required for a veteran. That's unacceptable. So what we want to do is continue to push and advocate for veterans. We need more homes, we need more housing for those veterans, because once we get them off the street, we can continue to work with them and help them get back on their feet. So if you are online or here and have any influence or talk to anybody, talk about the fact that there is no funding that is really there to support veteran homelessness. This organisation and other veteran organisations and community housing providers need funding, and without it, we just can't do our job. We have 100 homes, they are full. We have a waiting list. We provide temporary housing for people who are suffering from domestic violence, but there's only limited funds in that space as well. I know that community is actually grappling with a housing crisis and funding is scarce, but I think any government who says that they are interested in veterans should be actually funding this as a priority. Once again, thank you to the Shrine. I say thank you to my staff and the people who run this organisation. They are doing a fabulous job. I thank the people who came here today just to listen to this. I do hope that we will see an improvement, less veterans on the streets, and less veterans having to suffer the consequences of being on the streets and dealing with addiction and other things that actually occur when you are in a helpless situation. So thank you again to the Shrine and my team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name's David McNamara. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Carry On, and I'd like to welcome any veterans that may be in the room or serving members. I'd also like to acknowledge and welcome those people that are watching on the Shrine's YouTube channel. Many of our interstate directors are doing so. I'll now call on the Chair to lay the wreath, and following that I'll invite the people present to lay a poppy in the receptacles at either side of the station there. I now invite you to come forward and place your puppies in the individual receptacles either side of the presentation. Please stand for the reciting of the Ode to the Fallen. Following the ode, last post will be played and there'll be a minute's silence. They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Take a quick seat and we'll disperse in a sec. I'd really like to thank Commander Chandra for her time this morning. Thank you so much. I'd also like to acknowledge Dale Capron, the Master of Ceremonies here at the Shrine. I don't know what your official title is, Dale, but thank you once again. You make this so much easier for us. Ladies and gentlemen, those who are at home or on YouTube, if you feel so inclined, you can go to our web pages. That is carryon.org.au or veteranhousing.org.au. If you're so inclined to make a donation to help us beat the beast that is homelessness, please feel free to do so. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.